I'm Nancy Wallace. I'm a member of the Computer Club. And this morning I want to talk a little bit about how to add contacts to your smartphone. Most of my examples today I'm doing on my Galaxy 5, which is an Android, and then I'll spend a few minutes trying to do some of the same features or using some of the same features on an iPhone. When you buy yourself your first smartphone, you're going to have to add contacts. You want to create a contact list on your iPhone or on your Galaxy. When you bought your phone, when I bought my phone, the gentleman in the AT&T store said, "Would you like me to move all of your contacts from your own old phone over?" And I said, "Oh, that would be wonderful." So he did. Your old phone, even if it's a clam or one of the older phones, they can still take those phone numbers and names and bring them over to your new smartphone. So let them do that for you, because it's difficult if you have to do it later. But as time goes on, you're going to want to add new phone numbers, new people to your contact list. So we'll start by doing that now. From my home page on my Galaxy, I'm going to tap on Contacts. Contacts is this little orange icon with a face. So I tap on Contacts. To add a new contact, I'm simply going to tap on the plus sign at the top. And now it's ready for me to add my information. So this time I'm going to make up a name. I'm going to add John Johnson. Whoops. I have to tap. If you lose the keypad, you simply tap again and it'll come back. You'll see as I typed it in, it automatically put capitals on the name, which is nice. Then I want to come down and tap on phone number, and that'll again bring up my keypad, and now I can enter the phone number. So I'm going to make up a phone number today. I'm going to say 203-666-8551. Now you see, by default, Galaxy has decided this is probably a cell phone number, a mobile phone number. It may or may not be. Let's say it is a phone number, but I want to add another one. I want to add a home phone number as well. So I'm going to click here to say add another phone. Now this time, this says work. I don't want work. See these little arrows in the corner? If I tap on that little arrow, I'll get a list of other identifying titles that I can use. So I'm going to click on home. I want to add this person's home phone number. So I'll put in another made-up number. Anything, I just made it up off the top of my head. And when I'm finished, I tap done on the keypad and I review it. Looks pretty good to me. And I'll say save. You must save it. Now, they're saying here mark as default. That's because I added more than one phone number. So they're saying, do you want me to use the mobile phone or the home phone as the default? So I think in this case, I say, okay, I'll do that. And I'll come up here, and I think I'll make the home phone be the default. Okay? And again, anytime you do something in this work area, you have to finish by saying save. And now it is saved in my contact list. And you'll see they put a little check mark next to the home phone. So that's how I know that's going to be my default number. If this is someone that you call frequently, perhaps a spouse or your good friends or your club members, you may want to have them have a little icon right on your home page, on the face of your phone, and you can simply tap on that whenever you want to call. Okay, so to do that from this same little work area, I'm going to come up here and tap on the menu. You know, whenever you see three little dots like that, that's a menu of items, things that you can do from this point. So I'm going to click on the three dots, and you'll see the last thing down here says add a shortcut to my home screen. That sounds good to me, so I'm going to click on that. And here's my confirmation. It said John Johnson was added as a shortcut. Now, to check it out, Of course, I want to go to my home screen. I want to go to my contact list, make sure everything worked the way I thought it did. So I'm going to tap on my home screen button. Here's my little icon. Here's my little John Johnson icon, which is very nice. So he's right there on the face of my phone. I also want to go to my contact list, and here's John Johnson. If I tap on him, I can get to see all of the information. When you're ready to make a phone call, let's go back again to the main screen. If I want to call up John Johnson now, I can simply tap on this little icon, tap. And here are the two phone numbers listed. The home number is the default. To make a phone call, you simply tap on the green telephone. Pretty easy, okay? So I tap. Now listen. They're telling me, actually I got a slightly different message this time. Since I made that phone number up, hopefully it doesn't exist. Let's listen. I expect it to say it's not a good number. Uh-oh. I think, well, okay. I'm going to go in and change that number. That sounded like by accident I actually used a good number. But let me do that. Let me go in and correct it. It doesn't hurt to see. Because the next thing I wanted to do was show you how to make changes. Let's go in and look at it again. I'm going to click on my contacts list. There's John Johnson again because he's simply the latest one I used. I'm going to change this number, this 857 number, to something I know won't work. Okay, so to change it, I'm going to tap on the pencil icon up at the top. That says I want to edit or modify some of my information. So since that home number looked like it was a good one, I'm going to tap here and go in and change it to something else. You'll see when you tap, when you're making a change and you tap on it, initially you get this little arrow, a little blue arrow. Now I can push that back and forth to go to whatever position I want to go to make a change. Or I can simply go to the end and erase several numbers if I want to do it that way. You have a couple of options. But let's make up a number now that I know won't work, like 999, 8888, done, save. Okay, now this time we're going to try again and hopefully get a message that tells me this is not a valid phone number. That's what I was trying to show you. From this point, now that we've checked that our phone number has actually been recorded in our contact list and it's also available here on the face of my screen, let's go in and say we want to make some modifications. Maybe I wanted to add another phone number or change one of the numbers I've had because I found it wasn't valid. If your phone number is not valid, when you call, you'll get a message something like, the number you have reached cannot be connected now, or this is an invalid phone number. So if that happens, you need to go in and correct your phone information. Now, to correct information, I can't simply tap on John Johnson. When I tap on John Johnson's picture, my only option here is to make a phone call. I don't have the tools necessary to make a change. So when I want to modify information on my contact, I have to go into the contact list. Okay. From here, you see at the top you have a little pencil, and that means edit. It just says, now go in and do it. Okay. So you tap on the pencil, and now you can go in and edit or make changes. So I'm going to go into my home phone number here. We'll pretend that that one was not valid. It just didn't work. And I want to change that to something else. So I can move this arrow back and forth to any position and start making my changes at that point. So I'm going to make this, let me think. I'll make this 203, and then I'm going to come over here and erase some of this stuff at the end. Let's see, 203, 203. Oh. Let's do that again. I'm going to erase the whole phone number, I think. That'll be, if you position your arrow at the very end, then you can simply click on this little back erase. The X says erase going backwards. So I can bring myself out to where I want to put in the new phone number. And enter it. When I'm finished making my corrections, first I click done, tap, I should say. I'm used to saying click from the computer. On the phones you tap, and then tap on save. And now we'll see I have my new phone number there, okay? Let's see what else. Another way, a very nice way of getting contacts into your new phone, if you use Google, if you use Gmail on your computer, which I do, so this, what I'm about to talk about now is using your Google account to transfer or keep in sync all of your Gmail information on the computer, keep it in sync with all of your phone information. And to tell you the truth, I only found this out this morning. I was looking for different ways to set up phone numbers, and it said, why don't you use your Google account? And I realize now that's what Google has been doing for me all along. I use Gmail on my computer, and I have probably a couple hundred addresses, email addresses, phone numbers. When you're using Gmail, and certainly on an Android phone, now I haven't tried this on the iPhone, so I'm not sure if it's the same, but I would think it would be. I can have Google sync all of my Gmail information, my Gmail contact list information with my telephone, with my iPhone, with my Android, in this case, with my Galaxy. But you have to tell your Galaxy that you want to do that. Now, I didn't do this at any point. I did not set up the sync mechanism. So I'm thinking either Google does it automatically if you have a Gmail address. When you set up a Gmail account on the computer, you automatically have a Google account. And your Google account name is your email address, your Gmail address, and the password is the same as your Gmail password. So Google, I can use the Google account to get a lot of phone numbers onto my Galaxy. Now, phone numbers are only going to be kept in sync if you put phone numbers in to your Gmail list on the computer. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't bother. But I'm going to start doing it all the time now. And you'll see whatever you have on that Gmail list on the computer is going to be brought over to the phone, both for email addresses and for phone numbers. To make sure that your Android can do that, you have to just check a few preferences. So I'm going to click on my apps button here, and I'm going to look at settings. Settings, these are alphabetic, so my settings are towards the end. So I tap on settings. From this page, from my settings page, I want to scroll down and look for accounts. Here's accounts, okay? I'm going to tap on accounts. The very first account it shows is Google. That's because when I set up a Gmail address on my computer, I created a Google account. So I'm going to tap on my Google account. The very first piece of information on my Google account is my email address. If I tap on that email address, I can look at all of the features that I've chosen. And I'll see these are all sync, sync, sync. Now, as I said, I didn't do this. So either my nice AT&T salesman did it for me or Google has done it automatically. I don't have an answer for that. But I'll see down here, it says sync Gmail. So that looks good. Now, I tested this out this morning. I said, oh, let me make sure. So I went into my computer. I went into Gmail and I added a phony account. Let me go to my contact list. I just called him John Doe. I decided I'm going to add somebody up there called John Doe. So I go into my contacts list now, and I gave him both an email address and a phone number. My contact list is alphabetized by first name. So here's John Doe. So I thought, okay, let me see what they did for John Doe. So I tap on John Doe, and it's a miracle. There is the phone number. There is the email address. And I know this is the one I created this morning because that's what I called it, John Doe, November 2016. So that's really a good way to keep your phone numbers up to date on the phone. Okay, now we're going to, let me see if there was something else I wanted to do on here. I don't think so. I think that's it. Yes, one more thing. If I wanted to get rid of this, this contact for any reason, I can tap on contacts, find, I didn't want to find John Doe. I actually want to find, I want to go back to the main list. Whenever you tap on the left arrow, you'll go back to the main list. I wanted to find John Johnson. Suppose I don't want John Johnson on my list for some reason. I don't want him anymore. I'm going to just tap on it once, bring up John Johnson. I'm going to tap on my menu dots at the top, and you'll see the very first option says delete. So I can tap on delete. It'll ask you to verify. They want to make sure that you did not make a mistake. Yes, I'm going to get rid of him, so he's gone. Now, if I go back to my main screen, his face is still here on the main screen. When I delete him from my contact list, it only deletes him from the contact list. If I want to get rid of this icon here, I have to take it. You know, this is true with many icons on your phone. You hold it for a second and you get this sort of a vague, see-through outline around it. And I can push it up to the top here. You see where it says remove? There's a little trash can at the top. I push him right into the trash can, and now he's gone. Okay. That's it for today. Good luck with your smartphone. Come see us in the computer room every Tuesday from 1 to 3. We're there to help you out. Come to the Cyber Cafe from 1 to 3 on Thursdays. We'll show you how to use some things like phones and smart TVs and things like that. And we can help you with other problems if possible. Thank you. Bye-bye.